2, 1. We are live in the present tense with Sam Stewart on 91.7 FM, WNJ Washington, and online at WNJR.org. What's up, folks? We are back for our second episode on the present tense this week. On Tuesday night, I was joined by Declan Fricko and Nate Shire. That was an awesome episode. And with just 3 episodes left on season 6 of the present tense, we bring you a great episode tonight. Tonight, I was joined by 2 members of the WNJ golf squad who brought home the PAC championship. Very exciting stuff from them. And they're also going to the national tournament in Kentucky very soon. So let's go ahead and meet our guests. My first guest on the show tonight is a sophomore out of McDonald, PA. He's an all-PAC golfer and a former golfer of the week. He finished 12th at the spring championships, hoping to lead the Presidents back to the PAC title. Everyone, welcome on the show tonight, Matt Lacek. Matt, how you doing tonight?
Good, how are y'all?
I am doing good. Excited to be in the studio with y'all tonight. My second guest on the show tonight is a freshman from Somerset, PA. This rookie was named PAC Newcomer of the Year into the All-PAC second team. He sunk a par on the 18th at the PAC championship to seal the victory for your presence. Everyone, welcome on the show today, Andrew Platt. Andrew, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here. And look, let's get right into it. Matt, for you, starting off in 3rd place as a team going into the spring championships, you guys were so close versus Westminster last year. So for you, what did it feel like to bring home the PAC championship this year, even with the odds against you guys going to the tournament, especially after last year's close loss? What kind of feelings were circling through your head when you won?
Oh my goodness. I was so nervous. I was pacing back and forth. I had people telling me to stay calm. I was staying calm, but I kept checking the phone just to see the scores and see how everybody was doing because I was the first to finish. So I was the first one to know what's going on, and I'm just like, wow, can we do it? Can we do it? And it just, the emotions afterwards were just amazing.
Wow, that's awesome. And Andrew, for you, your freshman year, bringing a PAC title back to WNJ, you're a big part of that. Since 2018, 2019, WNJ hadn't won a PAC title. So for you, when you picked up that ball out of the last hole on 18 and you realized that you had won the PAC championship, you guys had brought that title back to Washington, PA, what feelings were going through your head?
Just really euphoria. I mean, I was still shaking like hell because I was on, like I said, 18 alone. Like, we had a 1-shot lead, and that was the most nervous I'd ever been over a golf shot in my entire life.
So, one thing to call and talk about, I know you didn't want to talk about it, you actually missed the putt to make it a little closer. So what was your mindset going to that last hole? Yeah, I know there had to be some nerves.
Yeah, so after I missed that 3-footer, I knew we were 1 shot. I knew we had 1 shot, but I didn't know on what school. I knew we were obviously competing against Allegheny and Westminster were the main 2. And so I was like, all right, well, obviously I was nervous, but I was thinking like I would rather be nowhere else but here right now. So I was just like, all right, just trust your game, go out there and get it done. But yeah, just really nervy. But I just made an effort to get over the last 2 golf shots and look up at the target and try to smile because that's where you want to be.
Nah, that's awesome. And for you guys, what do you feel like the biggest keys are for the national tournament? Like we're talking about, for the WNJ has never made the cut at the national tournament, and this year it's down in Kentucky. They're actually hosting a PGA Tour event a couple weeks after you guys play there. It'd be a good venue, good atmosphere. So I'll start with you, Lacek is our older guest tonight. What do you feel like the biggest keys are going into the national tournament in Kentucky?
Well, I think just to enjoy it, have fun as soon as we get there. But I think once we get into the first 2 days of the real tournament, we kind of lock in, stay focused, and play our game. And if we know what we can do as a team, then I think everything will work out perfectly.
There you go. And Andrew, anything to add to
that? Just to add on, really, like Matt said, just have fun, but just commit to basically every shot you hit because you'd rather hit a bad shot committed than a bad shot nervy. I think. I
like that. No, that's a good mentality. And NCAA Division III Championships, May 16th out of Nicholasville, Kentucky. Make sure you keep track of that. GoPresidents.com. And, one thing we do here on the Present Tense is we got to get to know the guests at a real personal level. So we'll go and start with you, Andrew, tonight. I haven't started with you, question with you yet. When did you fall in love with the game of golf?
I fell in love with the game right around when I was like 5 years old, 4 years old. My dad played, and I thought my dad was the coolest guy in the world. Still do.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, when I first played golf with him, I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I've been playing ever since.
Well, that's awesome. And you said your dad as well as your mom, they're both doctors.
Yeah, they are.
So what was it like? And you want to be a doctor as well. You're majoring in biology and chemistry, correct?
Yeah.
So for you, what was it like growing up with a family of doctors?
It was really cool. I mean, obviously there's pros and cons. And
You can say it was sick.
Yeah, you can. The days when you try to skip school because you just don't want to go, you say, "Oh, I don't feel so good," and then they check and they're like, "You're lying." It was a tough dynamic, but then again, there's a lot more pros than there are cons. So
Yeah, and you were telling me that your mom actually gave you advice. You had appendicitis, is that correct?
yes.
And then she told you what it was like. Feel like if it happened like this, that was one of the keys to actually not letting it get so bad.
Right, yeah. That was in the fall. It saved my fall season because if I got it removed, I would have had to spend 6 weeks without swinging a golf club, and
Wow.
that would have taken out the entire golf year. So, yeah, they do their jobs well, and I'm very appreciative.
Wow, shout out to mom. There you
Yeah,
go. That's
for sure.
awesome. And Matt, for you, when did you fall in love with the game of golf?
Ooh, boy. I would say around 7 or 8. My grandfather played, and he would cut clubs in half for me to hit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was a great, upbringing, I would say. We had little courses we'd play, mini putt, all this stuff. So I just fell in love with the game through him, and then also my mom. She taught my dad, so I got to actually learn from her first.
Wait, so she taught your dad how to play?
Uh-huh.
Wow, interesting. So had he not played golf before?
Mm-mm. Not until they got married.
Wow. Is he good now?
I'd say it's pretty good.
No, that's awesome. Oh, two really cool stories. And, one thing we were talking about a little bit before is, you guys are a little bit different in your situations here. And you live on campus, Matt, you commute. But I want to ask both of you this question. Why did you choose WJ? And Nadra, we'll start with you first again.
So I knew I wanted to go to med school, and so I was only looking at good academic schools, and WJ happened to be one of them. But I also knew I wanted to play golf, and Coach Cluck was just absolutely amazing.
Oh, he's the man.
Recruited. He's awesome. And I knew that I was going to be in good hands when I came here, and it obviously showed. He's absolutely transformed my golf game. You can ask Matt. I was a terrible player. So, I mean, yeah.
Is that true, Matt?
No.
I was about to say, I don't think you were terrible, bro. I'm terrible at golf. So, what did he do to transform your game, would you say?
He knows how to talk to people. He knows how to coach. Every player he approaches differently. He knows when to tell them when to change something, or when you're on the course playing in an event. He knows what everyone's little quirks are. He knows where you want them. Like for me, I like when I'm on the course, I basically know what every shot I'm gonna hit because I have it already planned out in my head. But I like the extra reassurance on the green with like reading the putt, and having him there is just awesome.
Wow.
It's a big confidence booster.
That's awesome, man. Matt, for you, why did you choose WJ?
Well, the commuter status, sort of, basically. It saves so much money, and I would love to come out of college not worrying about any debt, or even if I do, having manageable debt. But honestly, Coach Cluck, he is so good. He was able to figure out, I'm also a Matt, and he's a Matt. So our personalities just click sometimes.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, he just helped me and figured out what I like in golf, and particularly I'm used to doing everything on my own. I learned golf on my own, so he can tell that he doesn't really need to be with me on the course as much. Maybe a few times just to like help me with the putt, but he honestly, I think, trusts my game whenever I'm out there.
No, that's awesome. And one thing that I wanted to ask you, that I ask a lot of athletes during the show, is if a freshman came up to you on the first day of practice next year and they said, "What's the biggest advice you can give me for being a golf player at WJ under Coach Cluck?" What would you tell them? And Matt, we'll start with you this time.
I'd say be ready for anything and everything. He will make you hit shots from 150 yards with a 4-iron, a driver, just to teach you how to have touch.
Interesting.
He'll make you do all these crazy drills, but honestly, they work over time.
That's pretty cool. So it's basically like, and those who don't understand maybe golf as much at home, like those are clubs that typically drive the ball farther, but you're having to hit them soft.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, just be ready for pretty much anything.
Okay, cool. And what would you say, Andrew? Obviously, you're a freshman, you get into very end of this freshman year, we got finals week next week. So, what advice would you give to that person next year?
I would say just follow coach with just follow him blindly. Whatever he tells you, follow it because he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, that's.
I was doing some poking around. Coach Cluck was nice back in the day.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's still pretty good, but like
chasing the tour, he was insanely good player.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Now my next question. To get a little deeper early tonight, and I feel like it can apply to both the sophomore level and the freshman level because, sophomore year it's almost more difficult than freshman year in a lot of ways, which I won't get into all that right now, but both of those years are very difficult coming to college. And what do you feel like the biggest lesson that you've learned this year is?
Me?
Whoever can go first.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Lesson for school, roughly, or just
What is the biggest lesson you've learned?
time management.
Okay.
Honestly, because we have classes until 12:50 or 2:35 or even 4 or 5, depending on particular majors, and we have to go out and golf for at least 2 hours to 4 hours every day.
Mm-hmm.
So even Sunday.
Wow. So do you guys usually play like a round at practice? Really, how's it work?
Yep, we usually play 18 holes. 9 to 18 holes, yep.
That's pretty sick that you get to play 18. I mean, a lot of people would trade anything for that.
Yeah. It's awesome.
That's really cool. Time management, interesting. Now, Andrew, what would you say?
I would just say work your tail off. I mean, college workload for me at least has been so much more heavy than high school. And like Matt said, we have class until 12:50 every day. And then we immediately are on the golf course, and we don't leave until sundown, and then I go back and I'm in Swanson studying until 11 o'clock every night. And I mean, it's awesome. It's a great routine to have, but yeah, I would just say work your tail off.
Man, that's that biology, chemistry stuff. I don't know. That stuff's hard. I mean, they always kid me. I'm a philosophy major. Say, what do? You just turn in your thoughts at 8:11:58. You sit around and think really hard for a couple minutes. But man, that's respect to you, man. That's awesome. Now, my next question for y'all is, what is your favorite part about the sport of golf? Since Matt started last time, Andrew, I'll go to you.
I would say it's the mental lessons that I've learned. I used to have a really bad temper back when I was an early teen, but I've learned just through golf and through my dad telling me this about a million times. If you want to play good golf, you can't get frustrated on the golf course. You got to keep level-headed. And I've seen that translate into life as well. Whenever you get dumb, you get stupid and do things you don't want to, you're going to regret later. And so that's really what I've learned, just trying to stay even keel and approach every situation with an open mind.
And why do you feel like so many golfers, and I've been to a couple of you guys' events, like, why do you feel like a lot of golfers have that bad temper? Is it just because the game is so hard, or why do you feel like tempers flare so much on the golf course?
I think golf shows the worst in a human being.
Matt's laughing.
I think it's because if you play a different sport like baseball, football, like a team sport, you can lose a game and you could have still played perfectly. But if you mess up on the golf course, it is only because of you, and that's the most frustrating thing, but also the best part about golf. But if you hit a bad shot into a lake or something, it's completely on you, and you just feel like the biggest idiot out there.
So the mental side of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And Matt, what would you say?
Oh my goodness. I'd say the fact that you can play for a decade and still not be the best that you could be, and still be at that level of like, I don't know. It could be different every single day. One day you're shooting great. One day you're shooting amazing, or the best you ever could in your life. And I think the drive of it being individualized in comparison to other sports is so much fun. Because it's all on you. Only you.
I can see how that can be frustrating though too. It's because it's not like in I don't know, other sports, like if you make a bad pass, someone can make a mistake. Like if you have a bad shot, no one's gonna pick you up except you. You gotta go chip it. You know. Very interesting. I never quite thought about it like that. That's two very good points. Now, my next question for y'all is about the mental side of the game. So, mentally, what do you feel like the biggest keys are in golf? And I'll go to Andrew first, just because I was telling you before the show, I found an article in the Daily American about your commitment. You talked about how this Coach Ron Kaufman, helped you out, as well as your dad. So what are the biggest things mentally that you try to focus on in golf?
I would say just stick with every shot as if it's a completely new round.
Completely new round.
Yeah, because I mean, sure, you hit the last one bad, but that is not going to necessarily change. That cannot affect what the next one's going to be. You have to stay even keel. Just hit every shot the best of your ability. Just do the best you can on every single shot. Even when you hit a good one, you make a birdie. You have to, on the next tee, you have to dial it back. You have to bring it back. You can't get stupid, because even like I said, whenever you get angry, you get stupid, or when you get jumpy, you get stupid. Try to take drive or over trees or whatever. You gotta bring it back and just keep a good score going.
Wow, there you go. And Matt, what do you try to focus on mentally when you're out on the golf course?
Mentally, not losing it. Not throwing a club, not breaking anything.
I'd call it on here. I mean, I've had him on 3 times in his time here. First time I asked him, I was like, so what is it? What? How do you improve your driver? How do you improve your driver swing if you're an amateur? He goes, just quit. Just walk off the course. But go ahead, what were you going to say?
Yeah, honestly, just not losing it. Knowing that, great, you could hit a great drive, then top this next shot. And then top another one. Get on the green on a par 5 and 4 and make a 40-footer par. A par is a par. All they're going to see is a 5. They're not going to see how you did it. So mentally being able to get to the next shot, is super key.
Now, I'll stick with you, Matt. Do you guys have any weird superstitions or any pre-shot routines that you feel like are unique to you?
Not unique. I would say I always rub my putter face as soon as I'm about to putt.
Oh, is that like a common thing?
Yeah, then go down. I always put a cross on my ball.
Okay.
Before every round. I'd say those are probably the only 2 for me. I do.
Okay, cool.
I would say the weirdest superstition I have is before every tournament round, I like to, it's kind of contradictory in golf. Like before a football game, you want to get hyped up, you want to be able to run through a brick wall.
Right.
But if, like I said, if you do that, you get jumpy and you get stupid. So I listen to the same song before every single round called Tennessee Whiskey by Chris
Stapleton.
Just dial it back because there's a really slow BPM and just focus on rhythm. That's really the weirdest superstition I'd say.
I don't know. That's
I like that.
So do you feel like you try to go up there with more of a calm persona than a hyped up?
Yeah, for sure. If I get nervous, if I let my emotions get up, that's when the game is good.
And I think in baseball too, it's almost more like if you're necessarily going. For me, I think a lot of baseball players are you can't go super amped up. Is there sports where it's feel? It's more of a feel type sport versus you're just pushing someone over in basketball. You're kind of sprinting past. You know what I mean? It's more of a. You can't. It's not a UFC fight.
For sure. I mean, that's a good way of putting it. I'd say.
Yeah, and I just feel it's not our coach always says it's not a raw sport. There's not really getting hype, and it's more of just going out and having the feel of it. And I think that's a very good answer. My next question for y'all is: what is something in your life that you are proud of?
I would say my relationship with my 2 brothers. My 2 brothers are my best friends, and I know brothers are close normally, but in my family that hasn't been the case in terms of past generations. So just having those two on my side.
What do your brothers do? Are they in college? Or?
No, they're both younger than me.
Okay, cool.
One's a senior in high school, the other one's a junior.
Do they play golf?
I wouldn't say play golf, but they attempt. No, the senior's getting pretty good. The junior's, he doesn't know.
So is that their main? Do they play other sports or something?
Yeah, the one in his junior year is a big basketball player. He's just stupid good at basketball. The only reason I beat him in the past because I was taller than him. And then the senior played basketball this year because he wanted to play with his brother.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And my senior year, I didn't know if I was going to have enough to field a team for golf because we just lost a head coach. We lost 5 of our 6 starters.
Wow.
I was the only returning starter. And I did a bunch of recruiting, and he joined the team just to make sure we had a team. He ended up starting, and I'm very appreciative for him. And those 2, they've gotten me through a lot.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that story. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And Matt, what about you? What's some of your life you're proud of?
I would say the same thing. Honestly, my brother and my family, we grew up playing sports and always watching him play. I mean, he played golf, he played basketball, he did like 5 sports.
Wow.
And always wanted to be like him, but I knew I wasn't gonna like physically get to where he was, so I picked golf. Specialized in it. So I knew I was gonna be the best in the family at one thing.
That's awesome. So, would you beat him in a round if you took one in a round right now?
Oh yeah.
Now, Andrew, do you used to hoop? Because you're a pretty tall guy.
Not for the team in high school. I played a bunch like pickup and stuff.
Pickup, that's fun.
And yeah, in high school, and I play against my brother a lot.
Oh, nice. Who wins?
Him.
Okay.
Like I said, I was the only reason I beat him in the past is because I'm 2 years older than him, so I'd have a good 6 inches, so I could. I mean, I look like Joel Embiid out there with shots, but now it's just like I look like a 6-year-old in the paint against him. It was so bad.
Oh man, now Joel Embiid, obviously the MVP this year.
Yeah.
So that's awesome stories, guys. Thank you for sharing those stories. Really powerful stuff. And my next question for y'all is, what is something, or what are the things that motivate you in your life?
Oof. I mean, for me, I would say religious. I'd say my faith. Knowing what I'm doing, just on and off the course, is, I'd say, I don't know, like being a great guy, being a good teammate, being a good friend, and just being able to like, hey, you can talk to me no matter what it is. You can always depend on me whenever it is. So just being like that and bringing that into, I would say, just the golf team is my goal, and
awesome.
I like that.
There you go. And Andrew, what about you?
I would say, going back to my family, I really enjoy setting a good example for my brothers, and so I try to do that every day. And I've always liked to help people. It's always been a big goal of mine, and I mean, both my parents being doctors really like opened the world for me, being a physician someday myself. So I really do see myself in the future doing what they do, because I mean, I see those two as heroes, and I want to live up to be half the people they are.
Wow, that's really powerful stuff. And my next question that Matt kind of touched on already, but how do you want to be remembered at W&J? Whoever can go first.
I mean, I would just say being a hard worker. A good buddy named Luke Ekman of mine, he's on the golf team. He likes the old adage, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
It's a good one.
And so I would rather be remembered for hard work, even in school, golf, whatever it may be. The relationships I hold with people, I want to work hard towards those.
Wow, that's really good stuff. I like that. And man, that's good. And Matt, what about you? They kind of touched on it already, but
I would also say like being friendly, because I think now I'm a sophomore and I think people have somewhat seen my face around, and I usually try to smile at everybody in class too. So usually when I walk around, somebody knows me. So I would just like to be remembered like friendly, smile, always smiling, as we put it. Having a good time, usually always dancing. So just somebody good to always be around.
all right. No, that's. I mean, I just mentioned that's the vibe. I mean, we were already having like a good time and stuff before the show talking. No, I definitely get that sense from both of you guys. And my last kind of deep question for tonight is, if your life was a book or a movie, what would the title be?
Oh. Even ideas.
Oh my goodness. What the title would be?
Ooh, shoot.
Let's say wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I think maybe like play the ball where it lies.
Oh! That might be the win. I mean, we're getting towards the end of the season 6. I mean, that might be the win. I mean, our first some pretty good ones, but Play the ball where that's good right there. That's good. Wow.
Dang, okay.
Play the ball where wow. Somebody needs to write that. Go make it. Steven Spielberg. Hit me up. I got an idea for you. Wow. Good stuff, guys. Thank you so much for answering that statement. We're going to get to some fun stuff after the break, but of course, it's time for trivia here on the present tense when we go to break. So I got two real smart guys in the studio with me tonight. So we're going to go ahead and do a trivia at the break. I'm going to the bathroom. You guys have time to discuss. No looking on your phones, though, of course. So how it works is I'll tell you, you'll have the break, and when we come back, we can answer it. Let's see if you can go 2 for 2 on trivia tonight. So let's go ahead and read you your questions for tonight. First question. What are the flowers that line the 13th hole and many other holes at Augusta? Is it A, rose, B, tulip, C, rhododendron, or D, azalea? The second question for tonight. What U.S. state has the most golf courses? Is it A, New York, B, Florida, C, Texas, or D, California? We'll get your answers when we get back. You listen to the present tense on 91.7 FM, WNJR Washington, and online at WNJR.org. I've got Hungry Like a Wolf by Duran Duran right now. We'll be right back. Have any ideas?
I know.
It's Florida or California?
I know the first one's azaleas. I mean, that's,
Azaleas,
yeah.
That's a little bit more of a soft call.
Yeah, the second one.
All right, now looking it up. I gotta go to the bathroom. I did a little warm up the game.
Florida is like the golf. But
Florida is like the golf one, but it's just by pure volume.
But California's woods. Remember? The whole middle top is all woods and forests, like redwood. Forests.
What were the options?
California, Florida, Texas,
In New York.
New York.
Can't be New York.
Can't be
I mean,
Texas.
New York has some gems like Bethpage.
You said what flowers? What?
I heard what flowers. I was like, oh, it's Augusta.
Yeah.
Like he could have said what flowers? Azalea. This is a good song I'm listening to. Hungry Like the Wolf by Duran Duran. Didn't even need to look at it.
I'm not gonna look it up. I'm just gonna look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go text my parents. I'm gonna put my phone back. We both going to Florida. I know. Because TPC Sawgrass is there. I mean, there's a bunch of TPC courses. Obviously,
Jupiter.
there's
Jupiter, Florida.
yeah, Jupiter, Florida. I mean, you have the medalist down there. I'm on a hard time after you. The sound, lost in a crowd.
Oh my gosh, the girl. She goes, they're looking up answers.
Oh, she's listening.
Oh,
Out of
God.
baby.
She was like, we'll be at Delta tomorrow. And I was like, oh.
Well, you guys have any thoughts?
We're thinking Florida.
Oh yeah, Florida.
I mean,
I mean, Jupiter's.
I don't think New York. I mean, New York has some gems. It has like Bethpage Black, which is where they
That's where
U.S. Open.
It depends, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
depends
New
on the
York.
year, but I
It's
think the
not New
most
York.
recent was U.S. Open. Maybe, yeah, because the PGA Championship last year was held. This year it's Oak Hill. I forget where it was the year prior. Then Phil Mickelson won at the Ocean Course, which is in South Carolina. It's a good
Well,
song.
California.
Good song.
Great song.
California just has the redwood forest, like majority
Yeah,
of the way north.
right.
So I don't think. I
Well,
think
they
it's
have,
Florida. It's Florida. Jupiter.
TPC. Where did they play the?
The Wingfoot. Wingfoot.
They have Wingfoot. Where did they play the
That would be each one.
the PGA when Colin won it? TPC.
Wingfoot.
Was it Wingfoot?
Yeah.
TPC Wingfoot?
Mm-hmm. Those Wingfoot with the tall trees.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up where Morikawa won.
We got like 15 seconds.
Nah, the news is at the top of the hour. You can't look up the answer.
I'm looking up where
Okay.
did Morikawa win the US Open or the PGA
All right, I
Championship.
gotcha.
Morikawa win the PGA Championship. Quail Hollow.
Oh, that's where they're playing right now.
I went to when I was in San Diego.
Orland Park.
When I was in San Diego this summer, I went to Torrey Pines to hike around a little bit.
That is sweet.
That is
There's because Black's Beach is right there.
Right.
It's a big surfing spot, and then like it's like San Diego is basically desert, and then you just see all this green. It's like, I mean, California is really all this a desert, honestly.
Tiger Woods won a U.S. Open there. I think by 12 shots. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He
crazy.
won a major.
How many times did we stay up at night as a kid watching YouTube videos of Tiger? Oh my gosh.
Mine was Phil.
Oh, just the top 10, like top 10 best shots of this.
Oh yeah, and it's like non-majors, so you never got to see the major or the shots like 2008 and 16 at Augusta.
I remember that.
Flew a trap hook behind the green, then put it like 30 feet above the hole, and somehow went in.
Crazy.
Trust me.
The big cat.
He's had a hell of a career.
Yeah.
I think he's done though now.
Yeah.
I hate saying that,
But yeah, he kind of fell apart in the last. I mean, it's with his injuries and the car crash and I think the cheating thing derailed him as much as
Yes, he lost everything.
the cheating. I mean,
Yeah.
what are we doing? That's just
Yeah,
what I
it's
say there is,
bad.
what are we doing?
I feel like he also lost like public.
A lot of respect. I mean, he lost basically all of his sponsors.
Yeah.
He used to be sponsored. Oh, what was the car company before Lincoln? I forget. Maybe Mercedes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a big. He lost that. He lost everything.
What position do you play?
I'm a pitcher.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
I was too when I played.
Nice. Did you play in high school?
Yeah. I had to stop like a year or two in.
Your arm?
I threw a slurve,
Mm-hmm.
and we never lost a tournament.
Really?
Travel team, 3 straight tournaments, no losses. I had the guy who got drafted, and then will be on our team.
Really?
Another kid who's at Auburn right now. Is
Really?
second baseman.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I still have the bruise or whatever in my elbow.
Oh, really? Damn.
But I love pitching.
You had to get Tommy John. Pitching is fun,
I had
man.
to pick Tommy John and quit. Just quit.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, and you want to play golf and stuff, so.
Yeah, but I love baseball. I love
It's
pitching.
fun, man. Pitching is fun.
When did you start playing baseball?
5, yeah, young man. So it's coming. I mean, I'm a junior, so I got one more, year. It's coming to an end fast, but it's been a lot of good memories and stuff. So just trying to enjoy the little things. Like you guys seem like you're, really mature, and you guys enjoy those things. Like, but also when I was younger, I didn't really do that. Like enjoy like the road trips, like getting up at 6 a.m. like all that. Like now, like when I'm like we get to go to travel to Teal 3 hours. I'm like, all right. I think it's like 2 hours, but it's like try to have fun with it. Drink beer with the guys because it goes by fast, man. Right now you're like, oh, dude, it goes by fast.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm sure you're like, wow, I'm almost in my sophomore year.
Yeah, that's how I was in high school. I mean, it doesn't have I didn't have a junior year. I had a junior year for golf, but I didn't have in terms of like being.
And golf's one of the one sport that could be played during the pandemic.
Yeah, for sure. And then,
All right, 10 seconds, we're back.
You can answer.
Huh?
You know it. Azalea.
I was in Florida, right?
We are back on the present tense with Sam Short on 91.7 FM at WNJR Washington and online at WNJR.org. Today we're talking to Andrew Platt and Matt Lacek from the golf team here at WNJ. Before the break, we asked Andrew and Matt their trivia questions for the night. First question, what are the flowers that line the 13th hole and many other holes at Augusta National? Is it A, rose, B, tulip, C, rhododendron, or D, azalea? And your answer is?
D, azalea.
That's correct. 1 for 1 so far. And the second question, what U.S. state has the most golf courses? At A, New York, B, Florida, C, Texas, or D, California?
Oh, we're going to go with B, Florida.
That's correct. 2 for 2 tonight, fellas. A couple smart guys in the studio tonight. Yeah, they were using the process of elimination and everything special to see. Now, for bonus points, do you know which is the second most golf course inhabited state?
I don't think it would be California. I think it's Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is actually California, Texas, New York, and actually 5 is Michigan.
Ooh.
650 golf courses in Michigan. Florida's got 1,250 golf courses in the state.
Stupid.
Yeah, a lot of golf courses. Now, y'all, I wanna do some fun questions and consider y'all a little bit better. But first, I want to ask y'all about this Live Tour. Now, I think for little people outside the golf world, they're not quite familiar with what's going on. But Nate Shire, he's a big fan of the golf. We're talking about, that the difference is maybe some people are upset that competitiveness has been taken away since there's money paid out. But what's your thoughts on the LIV Tour, the Saudi Arabia back tour?
I mean, I don't like dislike the players that went there. I'm still a big Phil Mickelson fan. He's one of my favorite player. But if I had the choice to play between the PGA or LIV, I feel like there's just something special about the PGA Tour. Like if you're playing in the PGA Championship and you're in the final pairing and you're on like the last hole, I mean, you're with the LIV Tour. It's a shotgun, so everyone starts on a different hole, but at the same time, you don't get the luxury and like the privilege of playing in the final pairing, because even if you don't win that day, those are memories you're gonna have for the rest of your life. Like
interesting point.
Like Matt Kuchar played in the final pairing with Jordan Spieth in the 2017 British Open, and even though he didn't bring it home that day, everyone remembers the duel between him and Jordan Spieth.
Right.
But with LIV,
I didn't know it was a shotgun start.
Yeah,
interesting.
And it's only 54 holes as opposed to 72, but like, if someone hands me $100 million and says, "Hey, you want to come to the LIV Tour?" and I'm a college golfer or whatever, hell yeah. I mean, can't say no to that.
Yeah, no, that's any thoughts, Matt?
Oh, I agree. If they're $10 million or $5 million,
Exactly.
you can help your family be set for generations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand it's a different league and it's Saudi backed, but still, you can set up.
But in terms of the product, like the watching, you'd say PGA is still better.
Yes.
Yeah, just because of like, just the memories. I mean,
That's an interesting point.
but then again, it's just that just could be because the PGA has been the
Right.
standard for golf
Right.
for however long, but then LIV is
If so, if
a year old.
Right, and if there's a stop PGA Tour you want to play, what would it be? And I feel like a lot of people, but I'm not gonna lie, the Augusta probably do the popular, but what's the one? I believe it's the Waste Management, where like on 18 everyone's just like drinking and throwing like stuff around, and it's like really like ruckus.
Right.
What's that tournament called? Is it the Waste Management Open?
Waste Management Open. Yeah.
I mean, that looks lit, but I'm sure you guys might say other events. So if you were on the PGA Tour, what event would you want to play at? What course?
I would say Augusta, but if not, I'd say Waste Management, just to experience number 16.
Oh, 16, okay.
Yeah,
St. Andrews seems fun too. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna disregard major courses here, because I would obviously pick Augusta. That's the only course in America that you just simply cannot play. But I would probably say the Players at TPC Sawgrass. I mean, the 7.
That's in Florida, right?
Yep.
Okay.
TPC Island Green.
They had alligators wander out on the course sometimes.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of legendary performances there, like Ricky Fowler in 2015, I believe. On 17, he's in a playoff, and he played like the last 4 holes at 300 par, whatever, to get in the playoff. Then he goes into 17, birdies it, opponent birdies it. He goes again and throws an absolute dart in there to secure the victory. It was just insane.
Wow.
So I'd probably say TPC.
That's awesome. And, you know, I'm going to get into a few golf questions. Like I said, I promised some fun questions, so let's go ahead and get into a few of those now. My first question for you tonight is, if you had to listen to one musical artist for the rest of your life, and just one, who would it be?
My goodness.
Give an answer.
Morgan Wallen.
Oh, come on.
That's a problem. Everyone's saying that on the show right now. I'm saying it's fair enough.
As of right now, yeah, I would say Morgan Wallen.
I mean, his stuff's hot. New album's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think, what is it? Why do you think people are drawn to his music? It's just like I don't know. I feel like it's everyone's drawn to his music right now.
I think the vibe of just like chilling in the car and listening, it's not like crazy partying, but it's not like soulful.
It's sad. Yeah, it's not sad. It's kind of just like, because even the sad song kind of like a beat to him. Like, you know, it's interesting. Yeah, no, because everyone's been saying his name on the show. And what about for you, Andrew?
Hard to say. I like a lot of more music. If I had to give an answer, I'd probably say Motley Crue, just from the amount of variety they have. They have really upbeat songs like Kickstart My Heart, but then they have real dial-back songs where you can actually just sit and enjoy, like Home Sweet Home.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Other than that, maybe Poison.
Oh, yeah. That's good. What's that movie about Motley Crue? I haven't seen it.
Oh,
there's some movie.
called? I forget.
Hang on, I'll look it up real quick.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I heard a lot of guys on our team are really into it.
Another good answer is Queen.
Yeah, a couple people said
That's
Queen.
such a good answer.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, because Freddie Mercury. Now,
insane.
I'll give you this question because I think we got maybe some more to say on this topic. If I gave you tickets, front row, middle seat to a concert, any artist dead or alive, what tickets would you want?
Michael Jackson.
What'd you say?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's a good one. I would for sure pick 1985 Live Aid with Queen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's the greatest rock performance of all time.
I really like that video of the concert. He's like he's like yo yo yo.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's like got the whole crowd in
Yeah,
his hand.
and there's millions of people there just chanting it back.
Yeah, I mean, I said more recently Mac Miller. If I was able to do that, that'd be really cool. Just Pittsburgh guy, but also Nirvana, like a Nirvana show with like Kurt smashing guitar,
Right, yeah.
knocking Dave's drums over. Like
Yeah.
that's legendary, man.
Yeah.
Legendary. Now, if it was like if I change the question to artist live, I'm going to go see the Foo Fighters. I
Yeah.
don't know if you're a Foo Fighters fan.
Yeah, big Foo Fighters.
I like the Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl seems like a cool dude to hang out with.
Yeah.
I read his autobiography, The Storyteller, really good book. I
Really?
don't know if you're into reading, but
I'll have to pick it up sometime.
yeah, it's good. It's a really, really good book. I think you'd like it as a fan of music. Now, my next question for y'all is if you're a DJ at a party and you had 5 seconds to put on a song after I hand you the phone, what song would you put on?
Hotel room service.
That's a popular answer.
Oh my goodness. That's a good answer. I need to think here for a second.
Now, 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, probably just go Hotel
Or just
Room.
says Pitbull.
Dreams and nightmares.
Yeah, Pitbull does it.
Dreams and Nightmares is also classic.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something everyone knows the words to. I mean, everyone
Yeah,
knows the words
exactly.
to Dreams and Nightmares. No, that's a good one.
Is it Fireball?
I would say Fireball.
Yeah.
I would say Fireball over Hotel Room Service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, Hey by is it Lil Jon? I could be completely wrong with that.
Hey,
Hey, yeah. Or are you talking about
Hey,
Lil-
or no, yeah by
Usher?
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Not a new music, guys. You can tell. I probably just made everyone.
Have you seen Hitch, the movie Hitch?
Yes.
Where he makes him do the dance to Usher. He's doing the pizza. You got something to see from that. So we walks him out whenever that song comes on. No, that's a good show. I like the Usher. Yeah, that's and Hotel Room Service. No, that's definitely.
Classic Hotel Room.
Next time we're throwing a party, I will pack y'all the aux. Now, my next question for y'all is, what is your favorite movie of all time and why?
Yeah,
Crap. Oh my gosh. It's between Shawshank Redemption or the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Like having to wait a year.
I mean, well, first of all, you just named 3 movies, and that's not the question.
Shawshank Redemption.
Okay, Shawshank. But now that leads me to another question: which is better, Endgame or Infinity War?
Endgame.
Nah, have you seen both?
yeah, I have.
I gotta disagree. I think Infinity War is better than Endgame.
You can disagree. I was saying just to wait a year and to actually get what you waited for.
That's fair.
But I'm saying, so it's like I think they're both so good. It pains me to say this, but I feel like almost having like an ending that makes you upset.
Yeah,
you get to see how good, like the cinematography of that pulling you in. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you never have.
and you like, at the end you think Thanos is gonna get killed. He's like, you should have aimed for the head,
Yeah.
and then he snaps. Sorry if you haven't seen it at this point. It's
It's
been a while. So spoilers, but
There's no spoilers.
yeah, I mean, and then the half, and you're just like, and then the movie just ends. And you're just like,
What?
what? Yeah, you're just like, no, Spider-Man is dead. What? Come on. I'm sorry, Mr. Stark. Like, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Start crying.
Although the ending,
Yeah. Theater.
because the ending, I didn't cry in Infinity War, but I did cry. I was shocked, but in Endgame, I cried a little bit
Yeah.
when he finally dances with Peggy, and then like, I love you 3000.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Is that that's even my favorite Marvel movie of all time. Besides like, the big ones, probably Black Panther. I love Black Panther or Civil War maybe.
Big Iron Man guy.
You big Iron Man guy. Which one?
Guy. I like the original one. 2 was here or there, but 3 was really good with AC/DC.
Yeah, the original one was good too.
The original was awesome.
Yeah. Now I want to ask you a question about Shawshank. Are you a big Morgan? I'm sorry, not Morgan. Yeah, Morgan Freeman fan. Morgan Freeman's.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I say you should watch the movie Seven. Have you seen that?
I have.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
movie. Anything with Morgan Freeman is really good. Also, why do I always forget the actor that plays the main guy in Shawshank Redemption? My mom gets mad when I don't. Tim Robbins. He's in Bull Durham, Jacob's Ladder. He's also in. I'm trying to think. What else is he in? I'm blanking on something right now. Bull Durham. He's in Bull Durham.
He is.
Yeah, great. Also, great movie. Yeah, I mean, he's a baseball player, so that's my favorite baseball movie. But I want to turn the floor to Andrew. What's your favorite movie?
I'd probably have to say I'm a big Star Wars guy. Star Wars Episode 3.
Yes!
That movie is so good.
Okay, here's the thing. I feel like people hate on the prequels to it. See, me and my brother, we watched the Clone Wars. We played Battlefront.
That was my childhood.
Yeah, the anime Clone Wars and the Clone Wars cartoon series, so good. And I feel like there's something about. Are you a Star Wars fan, Matt?
Oh, I watched and played everything that you just said.
Yeah, and then we can get an in-depth discussion about that. I talk about Star Wars. So here's my thoughts. I feel like when Disney bought it, everything after Disney bought it has worked against Star Wars. The sequels.
Sequels were.
The first season of Mandalorian, first couple seasons were good, but I don't really know what they're doing. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like George Lucas had a vision. Now it's like Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean? It's it's corporate.
I feel like the only things they've really done.
Rogue One, was that under Disney?
Rogue One was under Disney, and I like the new Obi-Wan series.
I haven't watched that yet.
He's my favorite character.
Ewan McGregor is just awesome.
Oh, he is the perfect guy for the role.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's so good in that. I mean, I think the thing about 3 too is it's like you feel like that was his brother. Like he brought him up.
Just gut wrenching.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, why wouldn't you just jump and then just run up? He decided to do a backflip.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Anakin was thinking. I mean, we might need a 30 for 30 on that.
Yeah, no, all the memes from the prequel are so good. Another happy landing.
Exactly. Hello there.
Hello there. Now this is pod racing. But I think people hated on 1 just because Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
But I don't really feel like there's now 2. The end's like a big battle is so good in 2, but the lead up to it is takes a while.
It's a lot of introduction.
It's a lot of introduction, but they kind of had to get some of that stuff out of the way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was a bold place starting with Anakin's childhood.
Yeah.
Not even having Obi-Wan as a Jedi yet. I mean, so you're starting 16, 17 years.
And also, George Lucas wrote all that dialogue by himself. He had other writers help. Because the sequels, the dialogue is, sorry, not the sequels, the original is so much better.
Yeah.
So I think 3 is my favorite as well. Matt, what's your favorite movie?
No, 3.
Really? I feel like for our generation, the prequels are so good.
Yeah.
And we don't like the sequels.
No, the sequels.
Because it was a nostalgia trip. Okay, 7, you get the nostalgia, we're gonna go blow up this thing again, just like the Death Star already twice.
Yeah.
And then, I thought 9 wasn't terrible, but 8 was so bad.
The amount of plot holes that they opened with that one.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, shout out to J.J. Abrams after Rian Johnson messed it up. He tried to come back and fix it.
J.J. Abrams did the 7th one, which was he kind of went the safe route, basically rewrote A New Hope with different characters.
Yeah.
And then a train wreck with 8 happened.
So first of all, why, if you're chasing someone who has one ship and you have a whole fleet, why are you just trailing behind them?
Yeah, I mean,
they're like, we're just gonna wait until they run out of fuel.
It doesn't make any sense. And
then Leia's just going across it
and she was never trained, and that just opened up a massive.
I felt like the cool parts was the Force and living with the universe. They were just anyway, and then Rey has just never been trained. She just lifts up a whole cave.
Yeah, it's just
versus when Luke had to spend months on
Luke Skywalker was one of the strongest Jedi of all time, and he couldn't lift his X-wing out of the
exactly. But Rey just lifts up the whole cave basically.
Yeah, it's just what? Come on.
I don't know. Yeah, it has to be realistic. This universe has to.
Yeah, this universe where
universe.
You can make things float with your mind and have swords made of lasers. It has to be realistic.
Oh man, I feel like on the original series, though, I think a lot of people like Empire Strikes Back. I like Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
Empire Strikes Back is good though.
Yeah, that is the biggest plot twist in cinema history.
Yeah, you can argue that.
It has to be.
Okay, now, what one question before I ask this? Have y'all seen Avatar? Y'all into the Avatar universe?
Yes.
I like Avatar. Yeah. I'm really into Avatar. Now, if you could exist in any of those 3 universes, which would you want to exist in? Marvel, Star Wars, or Avatar?
Star Wars, by far.
Although, okay, I say this: you're just born into you don't know what role you're gonna end up as. Because a lot of people's lives in Star Wars suck.
They suck.
They're slaves, stormtroopers.
Yeah.
They're just looking up and they're like, oh, what's that star? Death Star. Boom, their planet's gone.
That's a good point.
I'm thinking Marvel.
But see, if you're a superhero, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're just chilling, like having some like coffee in the morning. You just see like your building just gets blown up, or you just get turned into dust.
Yeah, you're gone.
See, I said the Avatar this. I said the Avatar this because I think that the Avatar universe is so cool.
Right.
Pandora.
Right.
But that's why I say Star Wars because the planets and stuff are so cool.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of planets. Marvel, I don't know. It's kind of like what they brought in Civil War. It's like everyone's like home gets destroyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
You're like,
so what have y'all thought about Marvel after the whole Endgame thing? Because it's still around, Phase 4.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I liked the Spider-Man.
yeah.
No Way Home. Is it No Way Home?
Is it?
No Way Home?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one with the multiverse was good.
Yeah.
I thought the one with like Mysterio, the one before that was good. It was
I liked.
Thor. You like Thor?
I like Thor.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
I liked it.
I liked. I really liked showing how they like went into the mental side of Peter Parker.
Yeah.
After Stark's death,
Mhm.
it really shows like everywhere, and the famous quote, "Everywhere I go, I still see his face."
Yeah.
It's been turned into a million memes, but I thought that was pretty cool to see how he like copes with it, even though it's a completely made up character.
Yeah.
Completely made up universe. I think that was really really cool to see.
That was cool. I like that movie. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's one of the best Marvel movies.
Yeah.
It's got to be up there.
It's really.
It was good. I mean, with the three, and then they had oh my gosh, William Dafoe, who I think is an amazing actor,
Oh.
back as Green Goblin. He was so good in that movie.
Yeah.
Good actor. And then Jamie Foxx. I mean, it was a lot of good actors in that movie.
Yeah.
It was very solid. They brought the original villains and
Yeah.
original. What's Octopus? Is that his name? Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, Doc Ock. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was bad. The original was. It was good. It was really good. Good.
The end got me going.
Yeah, with the three other
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
And then he saved the girl who had died in his universe.
Yeah.
No, he saved. What was the girl's name in It's because it's so confusing. The one with Tom Holland. What's the girl's name again? I forgot her name. I'll look it up.
Oh, who?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Oh, is it SJ?
Yeah.
Oh, MJ.
MJ. Yeah. And then the part like, did y'all think he was gonna recognize her at the end, or she was gonna recognize him?
That was.
She was like, he's like, I have to erase your memory and all like. And then he goes in, like, she goes in, and you're like, hey, how are? And I was like, yo, that's so sad.
Yeah,
like,
so, a little bit of got the tears a little.
No, Marvel gets you, man. No, very vibrant discussion about movies. I like that. Now, what is something in your life that you haven't got to do yet that you want to do?
You forget it yet? Because I don't.
See, mine are like basic. I would say. I don't know.
Yeah.
Say it. What would you want to do?
We'll see. I just want to. I would say, get a job like in golf. I would say, and be able to travel.
Yeah, traveling. That's a great one.
Yeah, north and south, like with the seasons, and be able to still to play golf.
Awesome. What about for you?
You know, after he said that, either as I'm being a doctor, obviously I'm not going to have much time, but maybe after I retire, I would like to become a golf coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like make people enjoy the game. Because in high school, I was basically a playing coach. Because, like I said, I had a brand new head coach. He'd never coached golf before.
What did he coach?
He coached like a million other things. Softball. He was a gym teacher, so he coached a lot of things. And he coached baseball for a long time because he was drafted into the.
Oh wow!
Yeah. But yeah, the connection I had with those guys in the 2022 team was just really, really special. I made a lot of guys want to pursue college golf as an option, and I had 2 guys actually make it on a team.
Wow,
Yeah, it's
such
really,
a cool
really
story.
It's really
Yeah,
cool.
player coach.
I really enjoyed that.
Wow, very cool. That's awesome. Now, my next question for y'all is: if you could hang out with any athlete for an entire day, any athlete throughout history, who would it be?
All throughout history.
What's that guy? John Daly.
Oh my
Maybe.
gosh.
Be a wild
It'll
day.
be an exciting day.
Ooh, what would you say?
The basic answer is Tiger, but I'm not going to say that. I'd probably say Ben Hogan. Ben Hogan.
Yeah, Juan gave a really great quote from him on the show.
Is it the quote?
It's about this. I only get to play one round.
Oh yeah, you.
As I walk the
play-
fairway of life.
Play the round, or when you walk down the fairway of life, make sure you smell the roses because you only get
To play one round. I was like, yo, Juan, that's good. And he knows Juan. Juan's deep, bro. So I was like,
He is deep.
yeah,
Oh
he's
my God.
he's deep, man.
Great guy.
Ben Hogan. Okay, very cool, very cool. He was like a pretty influential figure in the golf world.
Oh
Wasn't he?
yeah, I mean Tiger Woods didn't. I mean he modeled his game not completely after Hogan, but Hogan was the Tiger Woods before Jack and Tiger.
Wow.
So I mean he was basically not the original golfer, but the original GOAT, I would say.
Oh, well, interesting. And what about for you, Matt?
I'd say Arnie. Arnold Palmer. Just
The guy who makes the lemonade and iced tea?
Yeah. Fantastic beverage.
It's good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm 21. I don't really drink that much, but I do like the spiked ones. I think they're pretty good. Not that you guys have ever had drinks before, but when you turn 21, try
Will
it.
do.
Yeah.
No, but he was pretty influential in the game of golf as well, wasn't he? Arnie Palmer.
Oh yeah, there's a tournament named after him. He's from Latrobe.
He's from
Really?
right
Latrobe,
from around
yeah.
here.
Where St. Vincent is, right?
Yeah, we're same as this. So
Interesting.
see somebody from Pennsylvania be
Yeah,
so
pretty cool.
successful in golf. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Up north, because everybody usually comes down from the south. Because you have to play all year round.
Okay.
Up here, you only play for a few months.
Wow. That's interesting. That's very cool. Now, my next question for y'all is if I gave you $50,000 to start a business, what type of business would you start?
I have two answers.
Go for it.
One would be something along the medical side. Like if I wasn't like a doctor or anything, I would maybe open like a pharmacy or something if I were to go get my PharmD. Other than that, it would definitely be a golf business.
Golf business.
Yeah.
Like a golf shop, like a pro shop.
Yeah, something like that. It's either that or give out lessons. I forget who. There's a guy on Instagram who does basically vlogs of it, and it just seems like so much fun. He gives lessons every single day, and even has a team he coaches.
Wow, that would be awesome.
It would be super sweet.
Very cool.
What would you say?
Yeah. I'd probably try to see if I can flip houses.
Okay, all right.
A different answer.
No.
I would say try something new or.
Have you ever flipped a house before?
Yeah.
Okay. You're like a home you've lived in, or?
No, my brother and I helped one of our guys that he works with try to flip a house, and
That was successful?
Yeah.
Wow, very
Wow.
cool.
Didn't know that.
So
Yeah,
try
wow,
to
okay.
side hustle just to see if it works, and if not, maybe get a business right out of it.
Wow, all right.
That's pretty cool.
These things, he's accounting. He's got that economic mind. That's awesome. Now, one question I want to ask you, Andrew. You were in the French Honor Society in high school. You were. Now, are you good at French? I need some help. I am not good at French.
I have not spoken a single word in French since I graduated high school.
Are you going to take French here?
Yeah, next semester I have to take French 207. So
Okay. I might be in it with you.
I was immediately thrusted into the higher level course because I tested out of 106 and 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in 106. I'm in the second one. So no, I will not be. So you got to bomb the test.
Man, I thought my
Just
credits
play.
were going to transfer. I was like, I could just show off now. I mean, I had taken 4 years of French in high school. Was the
Wow. So, but you'll be fine. You took 4 years of French. in high
I
school.
mean, I hope, but then again, we had COVID.
Yeah.
We were supposed to start.
I mean, you're obviously pretty good if you're in the French Honor Society. This man's too humble. He's about, I was a terrible golfer when I showed up. I can't speak. Like, bro, you were in the French Honor Society. It's not like you were just getting C's, bro.
I mean,
Très bien.
it's very good.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Je ne parle pas français. I do not speak French. In French.
Yes.
There you go.
Do you speak any languages, Matt?
No.
Did you take Spanish here?
No, I'm taking German.
Okay.
I'm
9.
done.
Isn't that no?
Yeah, it means no.
Okay. Are you good at German?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good.
I feel like I just don't have a language brain. It sounds bad, but like I just.
Oh no, I completely understand.
Bro, you're in the French arts.
No, listen.
Yeah, what do you mean you don't have a language? You took 4 years in high school.
My French teacher was amazing. His name was Mr. Eller. God bless his soul. He's a great guy. He actually shared a passion for old music, like
Oh,
I
really?
do. And every single day we came up with a tradition. I would write a song up on the board. It was just lyrics, and I would obviously not do the chorus. Like, come on, we're trying to make it hard out here. And yeah, it would the entirety of my junior and senior year. I would write that song up on the board, different one every day. And
that could be a fun. I'm about to set up for a segment for this. That could be fun. Like I don't kind of have to know what genre, but I think if I had when y'all come back, like you write like some song lyrics and that could be a fun game. Okay. How many words did you write? I'm gonna take note of this.
I wrote like maybe 2-3 lines. If it was
3 lines,
it was more obscure, maybe 5-6.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he was a great teacher.
Oh,
he still is,
cool.
obviously, but he got my passion going for French, and he chose me as president of French Club.
Wow.
He
said he's not a language person. He's the president of French Club.
Look, listen to this. So, French Honor Society, it goes basically the 4 positions of French Honor Society, then the 4 positions in French Club. So we had 4 positions in French Honor Society who knew the language much better than I did. Our valedictorian's pretty much fluent in the thing, and
It's so hard because every verb sounds very similar.
Yeah, exactly.
Conjugated
Like
verbs.
writing down French and like writing a paper in French, I wouldn't say is that hard, but listening and speaking, it's so difficult.
Yes. Because in Spanish, the consonants.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, they come out. They come out more clearly versus the conjugated phrase. Because it's all. You really don't pronounce it. You kind of just like you know what I mean. It's more of a soft tone.
Yeah, there's a lot of nasal sounds.
Yes, that's the word I was going to
say. But there are so many letters that aren't pronounced, and you just have to know just by context clues.
Context, like voice and stuff.
Yeah, like at the end of the plural verbs, if you're just talking about like, if I say they went to the store, the ending of that word, if it was, I want to say, alle, I think means to go.
Yeah. I think.
I mean, you're testing my knowledge, and that's French 1 stuff. But I think that's a special kind of verb. But like, if you're just talking about basic verbs, the sound for the I form and the sound for the they form is completely the same. So you have to know
based on the context clues.
Yeah, but then it's impossible because if you say he in French, it's il. If you say they in French, it's il.
Yeah.
So you're like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's
tough. It's tough.
It's so hard.
It is tough. Yeah, it's hard. It's a summary of my final that's coming up next week. Now, my next question for you guys, and I wanted to ask you guys this. I'll go to you first, Lacek, and I'll go to you next, Platt, because Colin talked about you on the show. But putting, listen, me and my dad, we have very intense mini golf games. Any tips you guys can give me on putting?
Ooh, make sure your eye alignment is straight down towards the ball. So like if you drop a penny or something from your eye as you're looking down,
so like if I'm like right here,
right?
Like so my eye wants to be over the ball.
Yeah.
So I don't need to be leaning forward or anything.
Yeah, you don't want to be.
Just eye over the ball.
Yeah.
And we are back on the present tense with Sam Stewart on 91.7 FM at WNJR Washington and online at WNJR.org. Today, we are talking with Matt Lacek and Andrew Platt here on the present tense. We've had a great show so far, but unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and it's time for the quote of the day. So, whoever can go first.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, I would say I'm very religious, so I use I say my quote day as a verse. It's Isaiah 60:22, and it says, "At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen." And I would say that goes with the timing of, I would say, the season of. I mean, when I won my first tournament, I wasn't even in a top 5. I had to qualify to get to that 5th spot, and then had to shoot what I shot to be able to win. So I would say everything happens at the right time.
Wow, that's awesome. And Andrew, why don't you take us home, bud?
Mine's a Bobby Jones quote. He's a famous golfer.
Okay.
Back when, golf is the closest game to the game we call life. You get bad breaks from good shots, you get good breaks from bad shots, but you have to play the ball where it lies.
It's right there.
Right there. It's right there.
So what does playing the ball where it lies mean to you?
I mean, you're gonna have great days and you're gonna have really, really bad days. But you should never ever give up, even like on the golf course or in life. Just keep fighting, because without the lows, highs don't happen. So just really keep fighting. Play the ball out of the thick rough if you have to, because you're eventually gonna have a shot on the fairway.
Wow, I don't think I have anything to say to that, guys. That just blew my mind. I love that quote, and Matt, I love yours as well. I think everything does happen when it's supposed to. So, guys, thank you for that great quote of the day segment. Thank you for this great show. This was really like my first time meeting you guys tonight. I would love to have you guys back. This has been so fun. Once again, good luck at the national tournament. I'll see you at the Presbys on Sunday, but good luck in the future. And once again, thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was a blast. I had a great time. Folks, we've just got 2 shows left on season 6 of the Present Tense. Sunday, this schedule will be dropping tomorrow night on Instagram, by the way. Shay Stanton, assistant SID for your presence for the show. He's going to talk about the Presby. He's going to talk about his experiences. He's in all the sports games. He's going to provide some great analysis. He's one of the best guys you'll ever meet as well. And then also, on Tuesday night, we have our final show. Sonny Blanco and Nick Daza return to the show. Wrestling coach here at Dubjay. We talked to them before the season. We're going to recap the year. They've got a lot to say about life as well. It's going to be a good time. So if you see me around, make sure you say what's up. Let's come talk about sports, come talk about life. Hopefully I see everyone at the Presbys on Sunday at 6 o'clock. Let's come together, celebrate all the great work you guys have done as athletes. But until then, everyone have a great night. Remember to live in the present tense.